Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's Jazzy, the video store Sasquatch here, and we are doing our Throwback Thursday episode. Since we don't have like a category of what we're doing this month, I just kind of watched some random movies for the first time, and here are some notes on them. Plus, we're going to explain the 30 days of romantic comedies for February and our box office and some news. So, we'll start it here with the movies I watched. I started with Chain of Fools, directed by Ponus Lohenhelm and Patrick Van Crostenturner, starring Steve Zahn, Salma Hayek, Jeff Goldblum, Elijah Wood. Selma Hayek plays an avid detective assigned to the heist of a batch of precious coins that end up in the hand of a suicidal barber. This movie is really good. It has a lot of like secret, like really good, funny people in it. It's one of those movies where it's called Chain of Fools, and it's like a chain of stupidity that follows this heist of the Neverland or Never Say Never coins or something like that from Egypt, whatever it is, or Japan. That ends with a child swallowing them and having to poop them out. I'm sure there's a couple movies like that either follow this or this movie was following it. Some interesting people in this is David Cross, Tom Wilkinson, Michael Rappaport, and Orlando Jones. Uh like I said, That's secretly funny because Orlando Jones is one of the funniest people at this period of time, between like 2000 to 2024. He's one of the funniest people from Mad TV, one of the funniest people just in movies in general. If you talk about Evolution and a couple other ones that he did, and Elijah Wood plays like a kid hitman that has a funny story. There's a movie that's very cleverly done and it's very like it follows the chain. I gave it an overall B grade. Something you should definitely check out. It's on Amazon Prime. It's an early Steve Zahn movie. Salma Hayek plays a detective who was in Playboy. Jeff Goldblum appears in it, like I said, Elijah Wood. So it's just crazy. It's a crazy little simple movie. About hour 45 minutes, a little bit longer, an hour and a half, but still worth the time. So that was Chain of Fools, directed by Ponus Lowenhelm and Patrick Van Sterner. Grade. The second one I watched, this is old school, but it's crazy who's in this too. Club Paradise, directed by Harold Ramis, starring Robin Williams, Peter O'Toole, Rick Moranis, and Jimmy Cliff. A retired Chicago firefighter partners with a reggae singer to turn a seedy Caribbean nightclub and resort for an affluent tourist. Robin Williams in 1986, I believe. Harold Ramis directed it. Peter O'Toole, Rick Moranis, Eugene Levy, Brian Doyle Murray. It's kind of like a crazy island movie where, like, when you think about like rich people versus the islanders, and that's just kind of what it is. Twiggy's in this too, a rapper or a reggae guy. This movie is pretty funny. Um, it's a little bit lower end on like Robin Williams movies and Harold Ramis movies, but still kind of crazy to watch. It was on Amazon. I think all these were on Amazon Prime, except maybe the. And I gave this one an overall C plus. It kind of, I mean, it probably could have been a little bit different. I mean, if I was it was in 1986 and I was watching it, I got to see some of this humor and some of these people. But it is kind of cool to see, like, a nostalgia booster to watch Robin Williams and Eugene Levy and Rick Moranis. And really out of place characters for Rick Moranis and Eugene Levy too. Two really different characters. So definitely try and find that one. That one was Club Paradise, directed by Harold Ramis on Amazon. And then I got The Pledge. I think this one was on Paramount Plus, directed by Sean Penn, starring Jack Nicholson, Benicio del Toro, Aaron Eckhart, and Robin Wright Penn at the time. A retiring police detective pledges to catch a killer of a young child. This movie is good. This is Jack Nicholson's like end of his line, 2001. So about just at the end of his run, but he still had a couple good movies in him. A little slow burner, like I'm not gonna lie here, but it is a 2 hour movie. It was directed by Sean Penn. It does have a lot of good people in it. It is an interesting story. And it's on one of those ones where you're not quite sure if you trust the narrator. And those are, I think, always a little bit better than just flat out trusting it and seeing it as a person, because then you're kind of following along with the mystery and the suspense and the thrill with it. So I think that that's why this movie kind of worked here. Very well done by Sean Penn, director wise. Aaron Eckhart plays a really good grounded role. Robin Wright Penn, barely unrecognizable when you start with all the looks that they take away from her. Benicio del Toro, young, another kind of almost unrecognizable guy. And of course, Jack Nicholson, he just brought it. We got Patricia Clarkson, Dale Dickey, Helen Mirren, Mickey Rourke. And there's a lot of other good people in this. And this is 2001, I believe. I gave it a B plus overall for sure. Yeah, this movie is solid. This is a great entry into Jack Nicholson and Benicio del Toro, Aaron Eckhart's movies, Robin Wright Penn. I mean, if you're just solid director on it, there's no way this movie's gonna be bad. Great ending, great. Just yeah, just check it out. This was on Paramount Plus though, I believe. The other ones were on Amazon Prime. This one was on Amazon Prime too. Directed by Willard Huck, starring Dudley Moore, Eddie Murphy, Kate Capshaw, and George Zunda. A military weapons engineer struggles to do his job responsibly while a hapless king commander has to live with the consequences years later. This one is funny. um, Dudley Moore, Eddie Murphy, kind of saw that pairing, and I was like, I gotta check it out. So basically, one story is Dudley Moore's story. The other story is Eddie Murphy's story. They combine eventually at the end. And basically, you see that this guy made a tank. There was a a crucial error on the tank. So as we're going around, driving with Eddie Murphy, who is later on, after the tank's already been designed, is doing this movie or doing his part in the tank. We're just waiting for it to go wrong because we know that something's gonna go wrong because we were told it in this story, and then eventually um, we find out that they did it. Then eventually it just leads to just a whole funniness, a whole good action plot. Very interesting movie, like I said. Dudley Moore, Eddie Murphy in the '80s. I had to check it out when I saw what it was, and that was Best Defense, directed by Willard. We'll go box office first. So, the box office for January 24th to the 26th, not very good. Um, I mean, there's only a couple of releases, and Flight Risk 11.6. I usually don't even try and go under 10 million. When I predicted Flight Risk, if you go back to the video, I said 20 million, so I was way off. I mean, I don't even think the theaters made much more than 20 million, to be honest, throughout the whole weekend. Mufasa, The Lion King, it was second at 8.6 million, 221 million total, and then third is One of Them Days, 8 million, 25.1 million. This is the second week for One of Them Days, and the movie I went and watched, Wolfman, I believe, has dropped off the face of the earth because it wasn't very good. That's unfortunate. But that's just the way it is. It's just not a good weekend for Hollywood in general. I had a $20 million guess. It's crazy that I would be that off because I was just going by like last year and just the feel for stuff. There was actually people in the theater, and 11.6 for this that's a crazy number to me. That's crazy low. So they're telling people early what they're thinking of these movies. Hopefully that as the gear goes on, it'll be better. Otherwise, it could be a lot of flops. And we got a lot of big movies that could flop. So interesting to see. That's our box office. And then our little bit of news for the video store is starting Thursday night, the 30th. We will be starting 30 days of romantic movies. Here's our schedule, and you can find that on Facebook or follow along at the video store. Like our movie marathon, we'll discuss what we watch here on our Throwback Thursday show, giving these movies a rating of 12 dozen roses. We will hand out roses to each movie all month long. Again, from Thursday, January 30th through February 28th. We'll watch 30 romantic comedies and discuss them every Thursday for the month of February. So we're gearing up. We have the list ready. You obviously see it. It's on the screen still. We're getting ready to go full bore. We'll have the daily announcements of what we're watching, just like we have been, and then we'll go through the month of February. A lot of good movies. I try to group them together too. I try to group them because this is interesting because like the horror movies, we just watch new movies, so we're just trying to constantly find new movies every day. So I didn't even get to plan it really. And then with the Christmas movies, it was like one off. There wasn't going to be many actors with more than one movie or many directors, except there was a couple like Christopher Columbus stuff like this that did have multiple movies. But we did keep the Home Alones together and all that together. This one we tried to just I had just tried to group the movies as best I could together. You'll see what I mean. Like we start off quick with The Wedding Singer. I think we end off with Miss Congeniality, and there's just a lot of good in between there. So check it out. Every Thursday, like I said, we'll be doing reviews from here on out. And there's one little thing I caught, and I usually this one had me going, so I had to stop and like think about my thoughts on this. Robert Eager, the dude who did Nosferatu, did a couple other movies in the last like 4 years. Two of them weren't too bad. Two of them were and Nosferatu I didn't like. Is saying he doubts he'll ever do a movie in today's age, which is fine. That's how you feel about it. But bro, if you're gonna be that, I think you gotta be better director. You gotta be better, more willing to do something different than what you're doing because every movie you're doing is the slow pace, um, constant view shots, not really much dialogue, kind of boring. So if you're gonna keep doing it, you can keep doing it, but don't be surprised when you're only going to do about 3, 4 more movies because we got to see something else from you. And how are you going to do, or how are you going to get your name even attached to a modern day comic book movie or Marvel movie to make your money if you can't do that? I mean, it's like Star Wars, Marvel, DC. Those are your three big money makers. So which one are you going to jump on, dude? I mean, I think that was a very ill-timed statement. I think it sounds like just the pretentious kind of stuff that would come from this director, kind of like the Osgood Perkins, who said he doesn't watch modern day horror movies, and then his last movie, Long Legs, was way overrated, way crap. It was like a Silence of the Lambs ripoff, but none of the good parts. It was all the bad parts, all the slow, stupid, slow burn parts. So we get these directors that I don't think that they really are getting the clue, and I'm gonna rip apart Monkey that Monkey Man if it's not good or whatever that stupid name movie is called by Osgood because one he 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 just that long leg was so bad. There were teenage girls laughing at Nicolas Cage during like the most intense scene that was supposed to be this movie. Teenage girls were laughing at this movie while he was doing it, and he's saying that he doesn't watch modern day horror movies. I will watch some more modern day horror movies, dude, and I kind of learn what a horror movie is, and then get back to it because this is ridiculous. There's two directors who made two bad movies that the critics just loved and boomed over. That said some pretentious ass shit, and I just wanted to call them out on it real quick at the end of this. Thank you guys very much for watching. Please have a good rest of your day or night, and please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Comment your top movie picks for Throwback Thursday in the comment section. And see you next time in the cave.